So what I want to share about what we do is very unique. So what we actually have done with our business is build a technology which is a world first. Probably none of you have heard of this before. We use the home Wi-Fi router or standard Wi-Fi signal to sense the physical world. So every Wi-Fi router has a standard signal that it sends out, and we can use AI neural networks to scan the environment and understand what's happening, and the applications I'll talk through today. But essentially, we're replacing the IoT market. Sensors, specialist devices that look at the physical world and its changes to give information, we can replace with standard Wi-Fi signal. And where does this fit? The reason we got into this is it has so many use cases and it solves a lot of the problems that I faced before in other technology companies that I've worked with and founded, and I'll talk about that. But specifically, home security, your home Wi-Fi system can become your home security system. It can sense people walking into your house into areas that you never wanted people in. So you go to bed, you can tell your system, if someone comes through the living room, front door, while I'm asleep in my bedroom, set an alarm. Military, we have a technology now that can see through walls. So we've been working with the British SAS, we've been working with North American Special Forces to give them the ability to see inside buildings, to do reconnaissance, to do mission planning, and to do execution. A huge space where we've already got a customer that's servicing over 50,000 homes is aged care. So this system you can use in your parents' house for non-intrusive in-home monitoring. So we can sense falls in the house. We can sense the amount of movement that's happening in a building. We can say they've gone to the kitchen, they've had food, they've gone to the bathroom. We can provide a full suite of sensing around a house that would traditionally cost $5,000 to $10,000 in hardware. We can do for the cost of your home router, which is already there. So a bit about our company I'll share today. We're an accomplished team. There's a massive market demand. So we only released our product to the market last month. We've already got operations happening in UK, Australia, Cambodia, North America, across a bunch of different markets. 95% gross margin, so we can run locally or in the cloud. We work with B2B model, so it's a very high margin business, and we're listed in Canada, P2P Group, at 11 million market cap, so it's a really interesting entry point. So a bit on the share structure there, you can see a bit more of that at our booth. So again, what's the problem we're solving? If you look at the IoT space now, I'm sure all of you have got sensors in homes, in agriculture, in supply chain, in healthcare. There's hundreds of pieces of hardware you have to manage, and it creates a massive mess for system networks, cybersecurity, and cost. So it's very difficult to invest as an enterprise in hardware to prove return on investment later. What we do is we get rid of all of that. We turn on the router system that they've got in their network, and we use our neural networks to sense, see, and look for these events. So as I'll show you shortly, break-ins, falls, sleeping, we actually, through a wireless device, which we've got here today, we can read your heart rate and breathing patterns from 5 meters away. So the team, myself, I've listed a tech company in the ASX called Yogi. We took that to the ASX All Ords Index in 3 years. So from founding to a $350 million market cap very quickly in the logistics across Asia. My CTO, Sudhakar Annavella, built a tech company out of Silicon Valley, which was doing 200 million revenue. In fact, Reid Hoffman, the LinkedIn founder, described in an article here that it's the best technology platform he's ever seen. And we met a number of years ago and finally decided to do something together, and this is the business we've put together. So how does it work? So you can see here, you can come to our booth and see it working. With the wireless signal, we can put a small device next to your bed that costs about $5. We can sense heart rate, breathing, and sleep quality remotely in your bedroom. We can also sense, and so here's a picture of the system here. Without any beacons, without any air tags or sensors, we can sense someone walking around the house. Where they went in the house, we can build a predictive health picture of someone for zero hardware cost and $20 a month. And we're talking to people in Cambodia to do remote healthcare as much as we're talking to premium healthcare providers in Australia to deliver this. So we can see where people went, we can look for falls, we can do predictive intelligence. It will sense something as small as brushing your teeth with the Wi-Fi signal in your house. And Wi-Fi signal as a global standard is getting upgraded every year. We're at Wi-Fi 6 now, Wi-Fi 7's being rolled out, we're at Wi-Fi 8 in 18 months. So that's like going from 320p TV to 4K. In the military space, so what you can see here is our system You can see the people moving around. So military can get 3 small devices, smaller than this, put it around a building, and they can sense what's happening inside buildings before they go in. For safety, for intelligence, they can see who's inside, where they are, where they're moving around. And they can do this with standard hardware, so they don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on equipment. So the markets we go into, as I mentioned, aged care and home security are the big markets we're going for first, because there's a real, in Singapore, you're looking at the aged care problem, which is very similar to the aged care problem in Australia. There's so many people looking for monitoring in a home. The cost effectiveness of deploying this, plus the low cost to maintain it, means it's attainable for mass rollouts. And what we're doing is talking to internet service providers like the Singtels to say, add this as a tick box for your system, and your customers can choose between home security or aged healthcare monitoring in the home for a low fee. Then we move into the military and policing, which in fact we didn't approach when we went to market for healthcare and aged care, but once they found out we could see and sense through walls, we've now got police and military organisations around the world looking to use this for their operational intelligence, but also for things like fire rescue. So if we go back to the slide here, if a fire engine turns up at a hotel, it can put these around a building and find where are the moving people and extract them from the higher floors without having to run through the fire and not know where things are. So again, strong early traction. We only released this to our customers in February. And so we've got customers onboarding for home security. So I mentioned, let's talk about the business model. Aged care company in Australia has 50,000 customers and 20,000 waiting to be deployed. The reason they're waiting for 20,000 deployments is because the existing model is specialist hardware that has to be installed by an electrician, which is costing you $5,000 to $10,000. We can deploy for $0 for the home Wi-Fi system. We can provide more intelligence and greater margins. So how we charge in that model is a per seat per month. So say $20, $30 per month, 50,000 homes becomes a very big opportunity for us and changes the profitability of the provider that's trying to deal with multiple hardware sensor sources. In use, so I've shared some of the use cases. What I'll show you in the middle is us sensing through the wall heart rate and breathing. So you can put our device on a wall. If you're military, police, fire, if someone's behind, either hiding or lying down, we can actually pick up the heart rate of the person moving. And if anyone wants to come and look at our heart rate system, you can come and see us today. And in terms of the low-cost development, if you don't want to use the home Wi-Fi router, you can actually grab on the right-hand side of this, the small $5 chip, which you can get on Lazada, on Amazon, put our firmware in it in about a minute, and suddenly you've got a smart system that will do 700 square meters for about $10 to $15. And we actually give the APIs open source for anyone to build their end use cases, deploy it into their product, and sell their software, whether it's agriculture, you could use it to read grape growth, you could use it to do warehouse intelligence, all sorts of use cases. So with that, please come and see us at the booth and we can tell you a lot more about this and show you how it works. So thank you, everyone.